Human, a moderator of this debate. The topic of this debate is, it would be better to live under the sea than in space. Before we start, let me introduce judges and timers for this debate. Please up and greet judges and timers. Today's pro team is June and the con team is Mars. I hope both teams will stand up and greet each other.
악수.
Members who participate in the debate should follow the discussion and procedures. If you prepare PowerPoint, please prepare it. Then let's start debate. First, let's take a look at some reasons for protein. Please come out the first speaker of protein. The time is 3 minutes.
It is expensive to build a spaceship to live in space. Simply carrying the material into space costs about 9.74 times 10 to the power of 25 It costs 400 million times more than the total amount of money the entire planet has. But only 24 times 10 to the power of 61. This is the cost including planet-wide cost for living materials. Not only do you build a spaceship, but you also need the materials to navigate through space. The raw materials needed to move the spaceship are at 8 times as much as those on Earth. It costs a lot of money in terms of technology, except for the cost of spaceship. Drinking water and air must be kept purified, and the engine must be kept running at all times. This is astronomical and impossible to solve simply on Earth.
Then let's take a look at some reasons for opposing team. Please come out the first speaker of opposing team. The time is also 3 minutes.
Today we are going to talk about why living in space is better than living in the sea. Seeking space resources can solve the current problem of the Earth's fuel shortage. Currently, fossil fuels such as oil are limited in amount. In fact, oil is set to run out in 14 years. So while we are working on developing renewable energy, it is clear that it will run out someday. In addition, non-oil holding countries have to buy oil from oil holding countries such as the United States and Saudi Arabia. And it is very difficult for oil holding countries to sell it at high price. The fumes and carbon dioxide emitted by oil are also fatal to the Earth's environment. Which pollutes the Earth's atmosphere, destroys the ozone layer. That is why we need to develop new fuels with new resources in space to solve environmental problems and solve fuel shortage. The universe is so vast that it is bound to have many resources. Therefore, new eco-friendly fuels can be developed and used with a large amount of resources in space.
Then let's take a look at the rebuttals of protein. Please come out the second speaker of protein.
You have to take Earth's food into space to live in space. But you can't eat Earth's food in space. In space, you have to eat baking foods that are highly conservative and can be eaten even in zero gravity. We call it space food. Space food is generally tasteless. Therefore, you can't feel the happiness of eating on Earth. Many creatures live in the sea and grow. If you cook it, you can eat more delicious food than space food. It is also difficult to get drinking water from space. Taking water into space is not enough for everyone on Earth to use limited water. To solve this problem, you should use more than 50% of the urine per part. In the sea, you can live by removing the salt of seawater.
Now it's a consulting time. Please consult about rebuttal. You will have 1 minute.
A few moments later.
Time's up. Then let's listen to the rebuttal of the opposing team. Opposing team, please comment.
The reason why living in space is better than sea is because the biggest problem is whether you live in space or in the sea. The Earth is at 1 atmosphere, the universe is at 0 atmosphere. So you only have to overcome the 1 atmosphere difference. But as the ocean goes down into the deep affair of sea, it becomes hundreds and thousands of atmospheres, and it's hard to even move. The solar system is now known more than the ocean, and has more investment in the universe than the ocean. It depends on how much money you invest. Also, in space there is space station where spacesuits and aerosols were invented. But there is no spacesuit that can beat the pressure when you go down into the ocean. Thank you.
It's a consulting time. Please consult about rebuttal. You will also have 1 minute. Time's up. Then let's listen to the rebuttal of protein. Protein, please comment.
There is gravity on Earth, but there is no gravity in space. When there is gravity, you can tell where it is off. The weight of the body you feel when you sit down or when you raise your arms all tell you where it is off. But when you are in low gravity, all of this disappears. Astronauts suffer from dizziness when they first go into space. If they can't adapt to it, they even vomit. When on Earth, gravity makes all the body fluids, such as blood, go down. However, when you go up into space, strong fluid movement happens. People in space say they feel like hanging upside down all day. All human structures, from human skeletons to muscle strands, were designed by Earth's gravity. We don't recognize it, but on Earth, we are constantly exercising our muscles to keep our heads and bodies upright. When gravity is gone, muscles and bones begin to weaken. The space station has exercise equipment that pushes and lifts, and gravity devices that pulls your body. However, if you are in zero gravity for a long time, the effect is insignificant. In fact, an astronaut experienced 8% decrease in bone density from the pelvis to the top of the femur. His bones have weakened. The method of overcoming the zero gravity effect is now being actively worked out, but no solution has been found yet. Therefore, living in space will be harder than living in the ocean and thank you.
It's the consulting time. This will be the last consulting time of the opposing team. You will have 1 minute.
1분 후.
Time's up. Then let's listen to the rebuttal of the opposing team. Opposing team, please comment.
There are many resources in the universe that are not in the sea. There are many useful resources in space such as iron, nickel, magnesium, silicon, gold, and iridium. Also, there may be unknown resources in the universe that we do not know. Especially the moon is rich in rare earth elements and helium-3, which is new space resources. With this resource, we can get resources dozens of times the Earth. Also, we can develop technology and stimulate the economy by developing many products. Thank you.
Opposing team, complete your claim. This will be a final presentation.
So far, we have found out why living in space is better than living in the sea. Firstly, we can extract resources from the universe and resolve fuels such as oil. Secondly, the universe is only one atmosphere difference from Earth. Because it is zero atmospheric pressure, but it is difficult to live in the deep sea because the pressure is very high. And finally, it is possible to develop technology and stimulate the economy by extracting a large amount of useful resources such as iron and silicon from plants in the space. Therefore, living in space is better than living in the sea, and we should develop space actively. Thank you.
It's the last consulting time of protein. Please complete your claims. You will have 1 minute.
집계리하지요? 아니요, 뚱인데요?
Time's up. Protein, complete your claim. This will be a final presentation.
To live in space, you need to build a spacecraft that can accept 7.9 billion people. It takes about 400 years to build a spacecraft, the size of a large island. Spacecraft can be built from Earth's resources, and its mass is 0.00074% of the Earth's. Therefore, the spacecraft can be fly quite easily. But because of the long operation of the spacecraft becomes old and broken. In fact, 50 years of spacecraft operation also caused various problems. Small breakdowns inside the spacecraft are easy to repair, but the outside breakdowns are difficult to repair. This is because it is impossible for humans to identify the cause and repair by attaching to the wall of the spacecraft flying at high speed. Air pollution inside the spacecraft also causes problems. It is difficult to balance a clean environment for more than 100 years in a limited and small place. Growing plants is also limited, and the amount of oxygen that humans who are on Earth have to consume becomes insufficient. Life in poor, locked up place makes people exhausted and irritable. After all, it will be very difficult for people to live in a limited place called a spacecraft. Thank you.
Regardless of the outcome, both teams did a great job. Timers and judges too. Thank you for your effort. Then we will finish the debate.
개미는 오늘도 열심히